Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay. This article comes from Courthouse News. Mom blames Scientologist chaplain for boy's death. From Courthouse News staff, February 16th, 2009. They probably kept the reporter's name confidential for a reason. Tampa. A 20-year-old man killed himself after a chaplain for the Church of Scientology, conveniently his name's not here, convinced his father, a Scientologist, to take his son's Lexapro antidepressant away from him, the man's mother claims in federal court. Kyle Thomas Brennan apparently shot himself in the head with a .357 Magnum on February 16, 2007, his mother Victoria Britton says in her federal complaint. She says Kyle went to Clearwater, Florida on February 6, 2007 to visit his father, defended Thomas Brennan, a member of the Church of Scientology. Also, police officers and detectives that are honest. I would love to hear the ballistics and more information on, one, how a person can shoot himself in the head with a .357 Magnum, where, of course, there were no bullets found. Britton claims that a Scientologist chaplain, we need his name, defendant Denise Miscavige Gentile. Oh, she's one of the Miscavige Marians, I guess. Was the chaplain to Thomas Brennan. That's not a cover-up. The father of Kyle Brennan offering Thomas Brennan expert guidance in Scientology matters. Yeah, expert. Everybody seems to be an expert, don't they? Including but not limited to therapies for matters concerning what she perceived to be mental disorders. You see how they're being real funny with the wording there? Sounds like she was impersonating a psychologist or a therapist, which is illegal, by the way. You have to be licensed in the state that you're practicing therapy, whether you're a psychotherapist, a social worker, or a psychologist. Concerning what she perceived to be mental disorders, to be treated by vitamins, because you know those work, and other therapies that physician prescribed, other therapies other than physician prescribed medication. Britton says that neither she nor her disabled son were Scientologists. So that would, to me, that implies they did this against this man's will. I don't know how old he was, but that's another crime right there. Especially if he's under 18. She claims Gentile persuaded, you know, the one with the Miscavige name that they're scrubbing here, persuaded Thomas Brennan to take the prescription Lexapro away from Kyle Brennan. And that Thomas Brennan obeyed her, swiping the medicine and locking it in his truck. Wonder what that father feels like now if he's a decent guy. We'll see. Britton says that Gentile and Thomas Brennan then called her in Virginia to try to persuade her to have Kyle Brennan placed into the Scientology treatment facility known as Narconon. There we go with Narconon again. There's so many crimes following Narconon, it's unbelievable. and had a Narconon representative soon thereafter contact Victoria L. Britton. Also, we all need to look into these fools that are saying they can help people with drug and alcohol addiction that have no credentials. That's illegal. Germany got rid of a lot of that stuff because they knew. In an attempt to persuade her that the treatment therapy would result in having Kyle Brennan stop using Lexapro and be no longer in need of taking Lexapro, Victoria Britton and her son Kyle Britton were not Scientologists, and did not follow Scientology practices. Therefore, both refused the treatment offer of the defendants. Furthermore, Victoria Britton told them to make sure Kyle Brennan kept taking his prescribed medication, Lexapro. I really want to know the age of this poor kid. She says that one or more of the defendants gave her son access to his father's loaded .357 Magnum. There's some real fishy stuff going on here. Why would you do that? Because it's a lie. That on February 16th, 2007, while in a mentally deteriorated state caused by the abrupt denial of prescription Lexapro, yeah, because you don't take people right off depression medication unless you're a moron, and with ready access to the loaded .357 Magnum, Kyle Brennan was found dead with a gunshot to his head from the .357 Magnum pistol, with neither the pistol nor the bullets having any identifiable fingerprints. Yeah, because somebody wiped them. This needs to be reopened. Britain demands punitive damages for wrongful death and pain and suffering. She is represented by Kenan Dandar. So I'm going to stop there, but clearly there's a lot of cover-up going on here. What's it called? Clearwater Police had their freaking grubby hands all over it. Department of Justice. Department of Justice. Peace, you guys.